I've been mulling over making this video since the Delonte Wright shooting, and it has to do with why women should not be police officers. And I've already made this video when I made the Delonte Wright video, but it's not just women, okay? I've gotten into it with police. Now, luckily, I'm not stupid, and I generally do what the police say unless I'm drunk. But, and I haven't drank in many years, but generally speaking, I do what the police say. But I've had the police bother me a bunch of times over the years, and what I've noticed is it's not just women, but the reason I'm making this video is in San Francisco there was an Asian police officer, a female Asian police officer, that got basically completely destroyed by a Hispanic suspect. That, I mean, literally, I mean, the guy completely dominated the hell out of her, okay? And, I mean, if it wasn't for bystanders coming to her rescue, which happens a lot of times, I'm going to try and find as many videos as possible, bystanders coming to help a female police officer who's getting wrecked by a suspect. Okay, this happens all the time. When I worked when I was a mall security guard, I stated, the female police officer that was at the mall a bunch of times she called me over the radio to help her to arrest people for her because she couldn't do it. But also, there was at least one time I had to rescue a male police officer as a cop, a male cop as a mall security guard. And, like, trust me, a mall security guard, not on the highest level of peace officer, okay? When you're a mall security guard, you're the guy people laugh at, okay? So the fact that I'm pointing out here is it's not just female cops, it's these pussy-ass, undersized, half-retarded police that are hired either due to affirmative action or nepotism or some other crap that can't deal with the job of being a police officer, okay? Because they're undersized, underdeveloped, out of shape, practically worthless, fat, stupid, basically retarded, okay? Like, there was an instance prior to me moving out of my ex-girlfriend's. My ex-girlfriend is nuts. And she probably won't want me saying that. I shouldn't say she's nuts, but she likes to call the police a lot. Okay? So one day I was yelling at her about something, so she called the police. And these two half-retarded police show up. The one's an undersized male police officer that couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag, and the other's a frickin' African-American cop that overdoes a Barack Obama impersonation, whom I lovingly call Officer Barack Obama, okay? So my point is these two guys, I mean, if I was going to give them a hard time, they're not going to do anything but shoot me. Because there's nothing they can do. They can tase me or they can shoot me. They're not arresting me if I want to resist arrest. And that's the whole thing, is you have these incompetent, useless-ass police officers being hired either due to nepotism or due to affirmative action. Worthless people that should not be cops, okay? And I'm not saying I should be a police officer. Not many people want the job of being a police officer because it is a hard job. But the fact of the matter is, you need people that are physically fit and capable of arresting somebody. And in a way, I mean, I don't come down on the side of George Floyd, but I think one of the reasons that what happened to George Floyd is look at the undersized, doughy-ass, retarded-looking, moron police officers that showed up when he was trying to pass that illegal 20. To buy the cigarettes, okay? You got this Asian guy that looks like he just came out of a home for the mentally retarded. You got this fat dude. You got this other fat dude. And you got the, what's his face? Chauvin, who's like half the size of Floyd and looks like a guy that abuses steroids but doesn't know how to lift weights. I mean, it really looked like the cops that showed up to arrest Floyd looked absolutely ridiculous. But that is the norm now. You have these multiracial, multi-ethnic gaggles of police that are completely moronic, that don't know what they're doing. And a while back, my ex-girlfriend had to call the police. I hang out with her a lot because I don't have any friends, as the trolls have pointed out in the comment section. And she had to call the police on someone that was up to something, because she's a cop caller. So the police show up, and the same cop, the undersized white dude that couldn't do shit if I resisted arrest, he was one of the police that showed up, an arrogant son of a bitch. And some Puerto Rican police officer, again, undersized, half the size of a person that would be able to arrest somebody, but tatted up like some gangsta, okay? These are the people that you have on the police forces around the country, and you're wondering why everybody's getting shot and why they're resorting to gun violence. The reason why is because they can't do anything else. If you watch like that Tatum guy, Brandon Tatum, he did one. I'll try and find the video. There's this obese cop that he got shot first and returned fire. If it wasn't for his bulletproof vest, he'd have been killed. But this overweight black woman shot him to death because, as Brandon Tatum said, he tried to tase her. Tase ain't gonna do nothing. You gotta go hands on. You gotta go hands on. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, 3/4 of the police, if not more in most of these areas, aren't capable of going hands-on. They're fat, doughy, half-retarded. They don't know what the hell they're doing. It doesn't matter how much training you give a retarded person. It doesn't make somebody not retarded. So all these people that are saying, the police aren't trained well enough. You can't train away stupid. It doesn't work. Stupid is stupid. It doesn't matter how much training you give a mentally challenged person. You cannot raise their IQ. And I know people are saying, you're exaggerating. These police are not mentally challenged. Having an IQ of 92 to 100, I do not think that should be what a cop's IQ is. I think you should have at least an IQ of 110 or 120. You should not be a police officer if your IQ is average-ish, low average. You're too stupid to be going around chasing criminals if your IQ is that low. You're going to get yourself into trouble if you're an idiot. Okay? An IQ in the 90s is stupid. Okay? And it's too stupid to respond properly to training. You're too dumb to be a cop if your IQ's in the 90s. Okay? And that's the problem. You have stupid, out of shape, doughy, undersized cops. And that's my video for tonight. And follow the links in the description. I'm going to try and give as many links that validate my view on this. That's my opinion video for today. I don't like out-of-shape, doughy cops.